Yo everybody, Anthony here. I'm gonna do a unit thing, a showcase for a Bioinsect final form. First off, Bioinsect has two passives. The first passive is Passive Absorption, where after 50 takedowns, it spawns Mecha 17 as an enemy boss. Health is 10k. When it's defeated, it goes from imperfect to semi-perfect form. 50 more takedowns in semi-perfect, it spawns Mecha 18 as a boss. 20k when defeated turns into perfect form. Genetic code. In imperfect form, copy 50% base damage of the strongest unit in range. In semi-perfect form, unlock genetic duplication, which is an ability that spawns a mini Bioinsect that's 35% of Bioinsect's unit damage. Same speed, same range, just a third of the damage roughly. Mini Biosect is just, added damage. Biogel, the mark, slows enemies by 60% for 5 seconds, and stun enemies for 3 seconds on, when it expires. In perfect form, you get Bio Reset, which is an ability. This ability resets you back to imperfect form with a permanent damage increase of 1% and a permanent range increase of 1% that stacks to 15. On takedown of an enemy inflicted with Biogel, you get a range and AoE size boost. Sell costs $13.50. Put down. There's no upgrades or anything. You put him down. If I put him down here, though, he's gonna do nothing because he has to copy someone's damage. Now you're wondering, who is the best damage unit to copy? Surely it's Gohan. If he copies Gohan, he has 542. Makes sense. Gohan has way higher damage. But if he copies, didn't mean to do that. If he copies Gohan, 542. If I level up Gohan like this, 4,367. Why? Why is his passive that clearly states he copies 50% of the base damage that's thrust in range only of this? See, that's because it's copy 50% base damage. It does not take into account having Unbound. It doesn't take into account Unbound or my already passive damage buff that Gohan has. It doesn't take into account that, as you can see, which means for, who I've got on me, my best option for him damage-wise will be this, which will give him 5.4, because Primordium is a 35% increase, meaning should be around more 11,000 damage, as you can see by 5.4, which is a 10,900, because that's how much Puppet should be doing. So don't worry about what trait they have. It's who has highest base damage he will copy off of, which means, for example, Frieren has 11k, but that is with Primordial. My Kenpachi, who has a range of 1 because I was in the middle of pulling traits in him, is 9.9k. Meaning, technically speaking, Kenpachi's one will be 4k. Okay, Kenpachi's one will be 4k. But Frieren, despite having higher damage stat, is 3.2. You understand? Makes sense, right? Makes sense. Now, to show off the rest of his kit, I will do that in Sandbox, so I will be right back. Okay, I'm in Sandbox mode for this. I'm just going to put down one to give you a glimpse, and then I'm going to put down, and then Sandbox controls. I need to spawn in some units. No, enemies, sorry. I need to spawn in enemies. Forced health of 1. Amount, 10. As you can see, if I spam this a couple times, I need to get to it. There we go. Mecha 17 now. Who will die once you reach there. And now, Cell has form change, which gives him genetic duplication, which spawns a mini Bioinsect. Which I see mini Bioinsect does less damage, but it's still added damage. As you can see, hit count of 5. Hit count of 5. Very good against shield enemies. I'll show that off by shield, not 1,000. See how good he is against his shield? Ignore Gohan. Gohan, I'm gonna put you to none actually. Hold on, yeah, I'm gonna put you to none. You can see that he does a lot of shield damage with his 5 ticks. Surely they don't lose that, right? Okay, there we go. Now, once he gets in the 50 takedowns, he will spawn in another boss. So let us real quickly. Should count 0. That's enough. That was more than enough. Oh wait, hold on. Yeah, that one was getting the kills. So now, oh, there we go. Mecha 18. We won't worry about, the whole killing thing. You can see a stun. Yeah, I know. Apply stun. Crazy. Along with, doing 4.3k damage. His hit is piercing ray, which as you can see is a line. And it's still 5 hit counts. I know, sad. But he has bio reset. Means he can permanently increase it. But not only that, if you scroll down here, in perfect form, every kill gives him a buff if the enemy's infected with Biogel. We spawn in another 10 fellas, and as you can see, he gets buffs. 5,000 should be a bit better, yeah. They get Biogel, cool. They get killed with Biogel on, so the range and AoE size gets higher. As you can see, his beam very, very large, I suppose. Because imagine AoE size 11.6. 11.6. Let's see what this will be at now. 12. His range increase is almost maxed. Let me show you what Bio Reset does. It resets him, but with a range boost and a damage boost. What that means, though, is I put him down like this, and he will end up getting the 50 kills. And then we kill this guy, take a little bit. Gentrification is now active. And we do this again, and once this one is done, we will get Mecha 18. Which I'm not gonna lie, hold on. I wanna kill this fast. There we go. As you can see, boom. By reset again. This stacks to 15 on range, but for damage, as you can see there, it does not say there's a capacity. Obviously it'll take a while to stack up to like an absurd 2 times damage boost, but you can. That's only really gonna happen in infinite though. But still possible. But yeah guys, that's the showcase of BioInsect. Now, let me talk about how good I think he is. Yeah, he's pretty good. He's got stun, which is super nice. He's just got scaling too, which is good. Another thing I know that people are gonna ask, what equipment should I use for BioInsect? Which I understand that's a question someone will have. Obviously, mechanical wings is one thing. Of course, it buffs his BioInsect. His BioInsect does more damage. It also makes his bio reset 5 times better for his damage. So of course, you should equip this. But then what about here? Equipment slot. Why do I have this on Kenpachi? Sorry. His equipment slot. What do I think he should be running? Now he's magical. He's Terra, right? Right? Terra doesn't mean anything. Main thing though, he should be running Warrior Pole. He should be running Warrior Pole because of this. At max, this is a 20% buff. As you can see, if I go up here, he can get up to 20% damage buff. That's good. But then what else should he run? What would his secondary equipment be? There are multiple options. I mean, you could of course just do Shinigami Sword, but I don't know if that's really what you want to do. Maybe you could just do 3 Swords from Hell with just raw damage boost. But I mean, look at all these other equipment. Physical damage, speed. Magical damage dealt, speed. Physical damage dealt, range. That was not that good at all for him though. Red Finger. That's a bleed effect. Damage and range, right? Range damage, magical damage dealt. If I'm being honest, looking at all of these options, looking at every single one of these options, I would just put a magical book on him. A magic book, sorry. Just because when that's high up, that is a 17, maybe even a almost 20% damage increase. And in my opinion, that's probably his best option. Just gonna be honest. That is my opinion though. I don't know if that's correct. I don't know if everyone considers that his best option. I don't know, you know what I mean? Maybe that's considered his best option in the majority eyes. Maybe it's not. Maybe he's better with something else. In my opinion, you can never go wrong with just more damage. That's just my opinion. You just can't go wrong with more damage. Obviously, Warrior Pole is a must. Because increasing unit damage while transformed, he's he's gonna transform pretty often because he doesn't go. The only time he leaves transformation is when you buy a reset. But Warrior's Pole is definitely it. And then I think it's Magical Book. That's just my opinion based off what I can see. Obviously, maybe you want more speed on him, but I think 4.4 is fine. Maybe you want more range on him, in which case you could do one of those ones that's like a damage range increase, right? You could do a Raid Cape if you want to. I just wouldn't do most of the other ones. There's still an argument for Shinigami Sword, because Shinigami Sword does max out at around 5% damage along with this 15. But let me explain this in a way that makes sense. That 5% along with this 15 is 20 damage increase. But this is only wood for each enemy in range. I'll use an example of this one. It's only for however many units are in range. Capacity of 15. 15 plus this at 5 if you have them both maxed. That's not really worth it. In this sense, compared to Magical Book. Partly because crit chance, at best you're getting 10. At best you get 10 crit chance, which is every 1 in 10 hits is most likely to crit, right? It's a 1 in 10 if it's 10%. A 1 in 10. And of course, this passive is just inconsistent. Because it's only every enemy in range. If your team is really good, you've got 3 Unbound or something, Shinigami Sword doesn't help you. If you've got Unbound, how many enemies are going to be in range? He's going to kill them all. So I don't know. I just do Magical Book Warrior Pole. Maybe it's Warrior Pole and Shinigami Sword that you want to do. Maybe you're fine with crit chance, but I'm not. So that's why I do Magical Book. Anyway, see you all next time. Like and subscribe. I might do an Itachi showcase later if anyone wants that. Cause I have a crow. I do have a second one. I might do that later if someone wants Chana. It's really if people want Crow Blackfire guy, little showcase and like my thoughts on them. Anyway, yeah, see y'all tomorrow. Like and subscribe.